Now hold up, wait a minute. This looks familiar.
Let me swing the drawbar. That's somewhere.
We have seen the return of the KUHN Pro System 9400 NT. So as you guys will remember, we ran this no-till seed drill from KUHN last year. So if you guys haven't checked out those videos, I got lots of good content featuring this thing. So we're gonna back it in the shed. Ben's gonna come up, get the 7600 all set up on the tractor side, and we're gonna be able to start using it very, very soon. Hey everybody, it's Ryan. Welcome back to How Farms Work. So we're standing here with Ben from KUHN. How's it going, Ben?
Hey, good.
So as you guys can see, Ben brought back the 9400 NT, and he's gonna get it set up on the 7600 today for us. So what are we gonna be installing in the 76?
Yeah, so similar to what we ran last year, the big change, we're gonna hook in the scale system. So it'll have a separate display in the cab that basically weighs everything in the hopper, so you can kind of tell as you're going along. You keep track on the other monitor that you've done an acre, and you can see the weight went down 10 pounds or whatever rate you're applying. It'll show up on here, and kind of also helps you know when you're getting low too, if you need to stop and refill.
So no more of that getting out and praying that seed is disappearing from the body.
Yeah, so we have the really easy calibration system, and this is just kind of an extra layer of security on there to make sure it's doing what you thought it was.
Cool. Alrighty, well, let's start getting set up.
I don't care if it's front or back.
Oops.
There we go. Does it matter which way we flip it, or you care?
I think I'd rather have it in the front, because then I can see it, I think. So to refresh our memory, and to give those of you who haven't seen videos on this yet a little walk around on the seed drill, Ben's going to tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, so 9400 NT, this is the 10-foot model. We've got 12.5, 15, and 20-foot versions, so anything to fit different size operations. Obviously a big heavy-duty drill built for no-till conditions, and what basically from the KUHN perspective, what makes it a no-till drill is having the integrated coulters up front. So it's going to be able to go in and cut up and size residue without having to do any much tillage ahead of time. And then kind of the big thing for a KUHN drill is going to be the Pro Style opener here. So it has a leading and trailing gauge wheel, and they're able to pivot as you're going through the field. And that really helps maintain a consistent seeding depth. So you can see we've been running this pretty shallow And that's one thing you'll notice on any KUHN drill is it'll only have the paint worn off however deep you run it. If you look at a conventional single pivot opener where they only have the trailing gauge wheel, the paint will be scrubbed off the whole disc because it's a lot more likely that it's gone through a hill or something and dirt is rubbed all the way up to the hub. Whereas with these, when we have the two wheels, it really helps maintain that accurate depth, and that's really important with expensive alfalfa and stuff like that. You plant it too deep or too shallow and it won't germinate. So something we have in there to help maintain that accurate depth control. Otherwise, the big thing we talk about on the 9400 NT, the simple drive system, so there's no gears or sprockets to swap. It's got the variator, so you look at the chart in the lid, or we have the seed set app that'll tell you where to set this gauge for basically how fast the shaft spins. Then you turn the micrometer here to control how far open the seed cups are in there for setting the rate. And then it has the integrated catch pan on the front, so we're calibrating the whole width of the drill by turning the crank here, I think 50 times on this one. So you compare that to a lot of competitive drills where you have to jack them up and actually turn the drive wheel, a couple hundred times in many cases to do that accurate calibration. Or if you're only calibrating one row unit, it can vary across the width of the drill. So we're calibrating the whole thing all at once.
Where are the scales located? Like, where's the sensor?
So they're, you look right in here, it's that little black bar.
Okay.
So there's one on each side.
Alrighty.
And they just feel the whole weight of the, so I guess with this one with the split hopper, you're not going to tell if it's a front hopper or rear hopper getting empty, but you'll know overall. Yep. Most of the time you have them set to run out kind of at the same rate anyway.
Ben just got the scale and the monitor hooked up to the 76.
Yeah, so here's the scale readout, just kind of a normal, I don't know where you want to have it pointed, but normal reading. So once you put seed in there, it'll obviously read up. I think we got it set to go in 2-pound increments right now. Then over here is the monitor for the drill. It notices it's not got any seed in it right now, but it'll basically keep track of your acre counters, how fast your shaft's spinning, and things like that. It also has the calibration assistant in it.
Okay.
To help with all that.
Is it touchscreen?
Yep. Touchscreen or buttons. So.
Alrighty.
Yeah, it should warn you if you run out of seed and say the acre counter, speed, acres an hour, so you know how productive you're being.
Alright, let's go test the accuracy of your weight scale.
You want to watch the scale or the?
I'll just go out there and we'll see how much I weigh. Ooh, what do we got?
232.
Well, obviously it's not that accurate, is it? 234.
We can adjust that.
That's good. That's good. I like to hear that. Cut that in about half. Ugh. Now Ben's got the monitors all set up. We're all hooked up. Now the only thing left to do is wait for the ground to dry up enough to where we can take it out and make a test pass with it, make sure that everything's set as it should be, and once we get the seed in there, we'll do a calibration just to make sure, and we should be good to go. Well, thanks for coming down and setting up the monitors and everything for us, Ben. I appreciate that.
I guess I got everything wide open here before you dump me seed in.
Yeah, it might be a good idea to close that up. Why are there different hole settings?
For different seed sizes, basically.
Oh, so that's an adjustment? Okay.
Yep. Yeah, when you look on the chart, it should tell you 1 or 2.
Okay.
I'm guessing if you're doing oats or something like that, it should be 1.
Sorry if the microphone's picking up wind noise. It's really, really windy out right now. So now we are standing out in my 10-acre hayfield, and as you guys can see, last year we came through and seeded this down with the KUHN Pro System 9400 NT, and it did a really nice job. The planting consistency, the depth, and everything just made this field come up beautiful this year. In hindsight, there is a couple things that I wish I had done differently. I wish that I had bumped up the rate on the alfalfa to about twice as much, because I do like the quality of alfalfa as a crop. I'm very accustomed to it, and I'm familiar with it. So what I kind of wish I had done was planted Roundup Ready alfalfa and then bumped up the rate on the alfalfa twice as much, and then came through this year and sprayed off the ryegrass to have a true alfalfa field. So the rye is coming up in between the alfalfa here, as you can see. It does look like it's coming along pretty well. What I did last year is, actually it was on August, it was the day before the derecho. I went out and spread fertilizer on this field. I went all throughout the pasture here, as well as I spread on the patches across from my house out in the pasture as well, which we intend on making this year. We want to bring my cows out to the pasture gate over here and then let the cows into this pasture and make the other one, and then when the time comes we can go through and open up the gate and switch pastures, and then hopefully close them out of this one so the grass can grow back up. I found that doing that kind of stretches the feed a little bit. So anyway, that's just kind of my few thoughts on this hay field. Looking back, I wish that I had planted, I wish that I had bumped the rate up probably twice as much. And what I noticed is that as I started getting towards the end, if I can recall correctly, I started running out of alfalfa. So I lowered the rate even more. I can't remember what it was, but you can see right here that where the ground is especially thin, there's a lot of rocks through here, is that there's more ryegrass than alfalfa especially. Which is true for the whole field, but especially right here, you can really tell that there's not a lot of alfalfa growing. Overall, the field looks beautiful, which it really should, because when I was spreading fertilizer, I had a little bit extra, and by a little bit, I mean quite a bit, and I went over this field 3 times because I didn't want the fertilizer to go to waste. I didn't have anywhere else to go with it, so I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna hit this real hard, and it's growing up pretty good. I'm excited to see what it looks like in another month and a half. We probably aren't going to be cutting this until first week of June. That's usually when we start. This year, though, I think the grass really had an early start, so it might be interesting depending on how planting goes. So I just wanted to reintroduce you guys to the KUHN seed drill. I'm excited to start using it this year. I'm not totally sure how much exactly we have to seed down. I think it's roughly about 10 acres plus waterways, not nearly as much as last year, but I'm excited to use it. I'm excited to start planting corn and beans as well, though it's getting to be that time. So anyway, that's pretty much it for this video. Thanks for watching, guys. Be sure to check out all of our other videos. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And be sure to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat. All how farms work. And with that, I guess I'm just a man outstanding in his field. I'll see you next time.